Hello everyone, I'm Justyna Sidor and welcome to Kickstart. Today we're with Łukasz Raczkowski for Solutions for Tomorrow. We're at the beautiful Gdańsk Technology Park, Science and Technology Park, and we're going to be talking about Solutions for Tomorrow. Sort of in a nutshell, you guys work with drones and replacing drone batteries. So you guys are revolutionizing this industry a little bit.
Yeah, we hope so, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So tell us about Solutions for Tomorrow.
Okay, so we are a young company and started by a few of students of Gdańsk University of Technology. And we find out that there is some gap on the market and we want to fill it by making a drone landing autonomously on something which is moving like a car or a boat, and then replace the battery autonomously. Left the discharged one in the docking station and take one which is fully charged and go to fulfill the task.
Okay, so how did this idea come about? Like, how did you know that there was a gap on the market?
We have our team met in a science club at Gdańsk University of Technology, and we started to make something with drones. We made our own drone and then go for some students event. Then we were approached by firefighters, and they asked us what we can do with the drones, because they find out that the drones might be very interesting for them to use in the operation. But they also know that there is a problem, that the firefighter need to be fully focused about the drone and still controlling the drone, the flight of the drone, landing the drone, and also replacing the battery. And they asked us if we could do something with this. And we thought this is a good idea, and also not for the firefighters, but also for policemen, all the public services, but also for the market, for example, for inspections, maybe swapping not battery, but the deliveries. And we also have a little program here on our university with cooperation with National and Research and Development Center. This is a program called A Pioneer, and this program gives such a group like us, like ours, grants to make these solutions work in a prototype phase. So we combine the firefighters, this program, and our team, and make this together to develop this prototype.
Okay, and is this prototype in use right now? Are they utilizing it?
We are just at the end of this program, of this grant. We will be have the final tests, I hope, next week with the firefighters. We need to show them that we are able to land on a moving car. This car needs to be driving by the speed of 10, maybe 20 kilometers per hour, and they will be seeing is it true or not, approve our project, and then if it is all okay, it's going to be implemented in the firefighters.
Okay, and is the idea that firefighters are using this drone even on an urban setting, or is it outside of the city as well, like for forest fires, or both? What's the idea here?
First of all, we think that this is going to happen on some rural areas or maybe forest, because in the city you have a lot of obstacles, like the energy lines and so on. So we think about using it outside the cities. Also, the forest keepers are interested in using these solutions because they have some observatories nearby the forest, and they could use this drone mounted with our solutions on the tower, and then just fly with the drone to spot is something wrong going on or not. So not only the firefighters could use it, but also the forest keepers.
Okay, so you said that a group of students came up with this idea. So how many students exactly?
5.
5 of you, okay. And as young entrepreneurs, I'm sure you've faced some difficulties on your journey. So what, maybe you'd like to share a couple of the difficulties, or one at least, with what you faced, and how did you overcome that difficulty?
Well, first of all, we are so lucky that we met a few years ago and have worked together in the science lab. We have done some tremendous ideas there, like rocket projects, stratospheric balloons, some exhibitions for the museums. So we have a little bit of experience to developing the technical solutions. So part of these problems were solved in the science lab, but then we encounter a new one when we have a business, when we need to develop something for other partners and to think about the money. So I think for us, the most problematic part was to give ourselves a proper task, because we are very different from our field of studies. For example, I am from the civil engineering, and I am responsible here for the business side of this project. My other colleagues are programmers, electrics, mechanics, and avionic engineers. So we have to work together in order to done this properly, not only technical way, but also the business way. So they need to understand my needs, and I need to understand their needs. And I think making it work properly was the most problematic thing.
Okay. What kind of difficulties are you guys facing that you have to overcome?
So we are on the last part of this project, and we have just before we come have our final tests. And so the most problematic thing that we are lack of time and still a lot of troubles to overcome. So even yesterday we thought, oh my God, this could not be success. But today our test, like everything we have done on our algorithms and so on, find out to be very good, and we have a success today. So if you had asked me this yesterday, I will tell you that the algorithms are the most problematic thing. But now I hope not. Tomorrow we are going also for the test to try once again if the night didn't broke our algorithm. So yeah, this is the most problematic thing right now for this moment to solve the algorithm properly.
Okay. Perfect, thank you. So from an internal perspective, so because you guys are young students, what would you say would be a difficulty that, like, do you have any issues in regards to your age? So do you feel that you're not taken as seriously because you guys are students? Do you think that's also problematic?
I have been thinking that this would be a problem. But I find out that this is not a problem, but the advantage, because most of the people we work together with, and they tell us, great, that you are so young, that you want to do something extra, something very special, and they like our energy, our passion for that, and they like that we can risk to do that, not to go to some corporation and work with on the desk, but we want to do something special, new, to take a risk. So this is the attitude I can see, not the problematic one.
That's amazing. You rarely hear that, right?
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool. So from the perspective of a new startup or someone who wants to become an entrepreneur, what's the one piece of advice that you would give them?
So I would give them that they should not not appreciate the fact that one man cannot do anything. So you have to join the group together, and there will be engineers, there will be businessmen, and so I suggest to all the people that they should not think that they are going to do everything by themselves, but they should think about joining the groups and to know how to work with them. So a little bit of people skills, the soft one skills are very important for me, because we are in some environment where when there is a lot of such groups like us, and I can see that the most problematic thing is how to speak to other people, how to work together, like people to people, not about the technology and all the stuff, but how to work together to understand each other and understand our goals, aims, problems, and so on. So focus about this problem.
So soft skills are also important.
Yes.
Coming from someone who has an engineering background, that's you don't hear that very often as well. Okay, so what about venture capitalists? Is this something that you guys are looking for investors at this time, or not really?
Yeah, we are looking for, and we have been on some acceleration program. This was in Poland. This was a MIT Enterprise Forum Poland accelerator. We actually have been in the top 5 startups up there. So we went to Boston, United States, and have some workshops on MIT. And then we also looked for investors up there. But we know that this is not our shelf right now, that we want to have an investor in Poland. So we have some talks with the VCs, also private investors, but this is to be determined by our level of technology when we finish the program, FINU.
Okay, so do you feel that using investors is the right fit for this startup?
Yeah, for this one, definitely yes, because this technology costs. We are not able right now to sell it as a proper product, so we need to develop it a little bit for it to be a proper product. So we need money for that. This is not a cheap technology. So for this startup, I think this is the only solution we can make.
Okay, perfect. So thank you, Łukasz, for showing us the actual drone. This is really exciting for me. I personally have handled like little personal drones. So can you tell us a little bit about how you're going to revolutionize droning
Okay,
or
so
UAV?
as you can see, we are not going to revolutionize design of the drones, but here you can see just a typical frame of the drone, and we added a battery tray beneath it. Also, we have some computing unit and so on, but the main part is the camera with our algorithms of image processing. So the drone flies by the GPS and all the stuff, but when it's nearby this docking station, it switches from the GPS navigation to the optical navigation. On this docking station, you have active markers. They are light, red light, so the drone can land also by the night or the limited visibility. So the drone navigates itself by this image processing, lands inside this I don't know how to name it, inside this part, and then it's docked. Okay. And inside of this there is a battery swap. So inside of this docking station you have 6 battery slots, and they are charged. So when the drones came back with the last discharged one, the first one is fully charged. Okay. So the drone can operate 24/7.
So the docking station is continually like charging old batteries as well? Okay.
Yes. It could be mounted, as you can see, it's very small. It's like a half a meter cubic. So it's very light also. I can just take it with me. So it could be mounted on the car, on a boat, it could be placed on the ground, whenever you want. If firefighters, for example, would come to the action and they decide that they want to use the car somewhere else, but they want to leave the docking station, they could leave it.
Okay, so it's portable as well.
Yeah.
Which is quite useful. And how long does the battery last in?
In this drone, this is our prototype drone, it lasts about 20 minutes.
Okay.
But for us, we are not focusing about the limits of the batteries, because we can, this is a modular thing, we can adapt it to almost any drone already existing. So if you are going to make a bigger drone, we can scale it up. If you want to have a smaller drone, you can scale it down.
Okay, really cool. Thank you so much for showing this to us. So thank you very much for answering our questions. I think it was very informative for future entrepreneurs, especially aspiring students who want to be entrepreneurs. And thank you guys for joining us in Kickstarter, and we'll see you in the next one.